Hello, Julian Mustangs. Today we're going to continue with the 4 regions of California. Hooray! I know you're all super excited. All right, so let's go ahead and let's continue where we left off. Right here, this beautiful picture up here is a picture of the Pacific Ocean. Ta-da! In Half Moon Bay, California. That's just a little above Monterey and a little south of San Francisco. Beautiful town. So the first region we're going to look at is the mountain region. Mountains cover more than half of the state. Snow melting from the mountains is a source of water for California's many farms and cities. That includes us, by the way. So that snow melting from the mountains gives us our water. Next region is the Central Valley region. That's us, where we live. In the middle of California is the Central Valley region, known as the center of the state's agriculture. Agriculture is people growing and selling food. It's where the grocery stores get all their stuff from. Farmers have to farm it. The land in the Central Valley region is made up of fertile or amazing soil that gets its water from rivers, tributaries, and wells. This makes it a good place for growing crops. Also, side note, rivers, tributaries, and wells get their water from snow melting from the mountains. The next region we're going to look at is the coastal region. The coastal region is offering access to harbors. Let me do that again. The coastal region offering access to harbors is divided into northern and southern sections, with the city of San Francisco as the divide. So if you're looking at a map of California, San Francisco kind of in the middle. Everything up north is considered northern. Everything south of San Francisco is considered south. The northern coastal section is known for growing grapes in the valley areas and for very tall redwood trees. It is beautiful up there. The southern coastal area is known for its coastal plain or very sandy, warm beaches. So think of Northern California beaches as being a little bit cooler and rockier, more trees, and then the southern coast of California being a little bit warmer and nicer, sandier beaches for you to take long walks on the beach with your family. This little guy right here is an otter. It says otters live along the coast of California. Hey, look, you guys, I'm staring at you from your history book. The next region is the desert region. The desert region of California is large. Like most of the West, this region is arid, meaning dry, also meaning water is scarce or not readily available. It's hard to find. Despite its arid climate, the desert is home to unique plants and animals. Think like crazy lizards and cool cactus plants. Okay, this is a really cool little photo of then and now. Today, the coast of California looks very different than it did in the past. Today, people have added more structures such as buildings and roads and bridges and piers. What hasn't changed is the significance or the value of oceans, coastal bays, and natural harbors. So check it out. Here's a picture of what the coastline looked like a while ago. It doesn't give us a date, but we know it's a while because it's black and white. There are no towns or buildings. This may be a boat. It may not be a boat, but not a lot of people activity. And then you go down here and oh my gosh, we see all these buildings in the background. And this beautiful bridge right here is the Golden Gate Bridge. So I know we're looking at San Francisco. I also see these little white dots on the water. Those are all boats of people that are enjoying the San Francisco Bay. So it looks much different than it did so many years ago. Okay, stop and check. Write it on your whiteboard. You will have this question coming to you in a near pod soon. Talk. What are the 4 regions in the state? So I want you to be able to list to me what are the 4 regions in the state. That question is coming up now. Next. Hopefully you answered that question correctly of the 4 regions. And now we're going to talk about the climate or the type of temperatures we get in California, okay? This is kind of like the weather patterns of California. California is the, California. Climate is the pattern of weather over a long period of time. California has a varied or different climate. On the same day in December, it can be sunny and warm on the beach in Southern California, but freezing on the snow with snow on top of Mount Whitney, which is true. In the wintertime, we may be outside with our jackets and hats, but maybe just a pair of tennis shoes. Whereas if you live up in the mountains, you may be wanting to wear your snow boots and snow jackets and gloves and everything else for winter. So we have very different weather patterns between the different regions of California. The climate map shows the climate zones of California. Here's our climate map. Hooray! Climate zones are determined by temperature, precipitation, snow, rain, sleet, hail, and other factors. Zones in the state range from tundra or high mountains to hot desert. Because of its close location to the waters of the Pacific Ocean, much, but not all, of the state has a Mediterranean climate. That means the temperatures are mild, not too hot and not too cold, and most of the precipitation is during the winter, meaning we'll see a lot more rain and snow during the winter time. Semi-arid places have hotter summers and colder winters. Hey, that's us. The mountaintops have a tundra climate. That means there are very cold winters with snow and cool summers. They may even have a little bit of snow during the summer. The desert has hot and cold zones, but both have little precipitation, meaning really not a lot. So down here, look right here, woo, Mount Whitney, beautiful, is the highest peak in the Sierra Nevada and can be very cold in the wintertime. Also, it can also be snowy during the summertime because it is so tall. It's amazing. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's look at this California climate map really quickly. I'm looking at the title, even though it's down here. That's how I know what this is telling me. And then I'm going to look at the map key. So yellow means desert. Oh, look, right where the desert region is. And then orange is semi-arid, kind of like where we are. So we're kind of up in here. Here's Fresno. We're kind of up in this area. We're in that semi-arid where we get really hot summers and cooler winters. And then Mediterranean is the green part. So this is the mild temperatures with more precipitation and snow, especially in the mountains, happening in the wintertime. And then the tundra, which is the tallest peaks, okay? So the tundra are those high mountaintops that stay cold all the time. And of course, we have the state capital, boop, in Sacramento, and other cities like Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, Palm Springs. Did you know Death Valley is the hottest place on Earth, not just in California, you guys, with a record high temperature of 134 degrees Fahrenheit, which happened or occurred on July 10th, 1913. It is also the lowest point in the United States, located 282 feet below sea level. But it can get cold at night in the valley, with temperatures recorded as low as 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is a really big temperature span. You have 134 degrees and it can get as low as 15 degrees. That's almost 115 degrees difference between these two. So here's a stop and check. I'm going to be asking this question in a minute. What geographic features cause California to have such a varied or different climate? So what this is asking is, what are the features that are making this colder, or what are features that are making this hotter or more mild or semi-arid? So it's asking, because of where these things are and the kind of region, what are making these places colder or hotter, and why is it changing the temperature? Please put in your best answer with a complete sentence. Go. Okay, you guys. I believe this is our last page. We're going to look at natural resources. Because of California's varied geographic features and climate, it is rich in natural resources. Natural resources come from the environment and are valuable to humans. People cannot make natural resources. California's natural resources include trees, plants, animals, water, soil, minerals, and so much more. Resources that cannot be replenished or replaced are called non-renewable resources. You have non meaning not, renewable means you can get them again, so it means you can't get them again. They're done once we use them. The formation of these resources took millions of years, and when they are used up, there is no replacement, or there is no more. Minerals are an example of that non-renewable resource. Think about gold. Gold is a mineral. So if you pull gold out of the ground, you are not going to have gold there again tomorrow because you just took it out. It takes millions of years for that kind of thing to form. Once it's used, it's not there anymore. And here's a picture of people use soil. Soil is a non-renewable, a natural resource to grow food. So all this really nice, deep, rich soil is what helps us grow really nice food. So all those really good fruits and vegetables that you see in the grocery store and the bread and all that good stuff is based off and grown in crops like this. Renewable resources are natural resources that can be replenished or built up again. For example, lumber and wheat are renewable resources, meaning that we can get them back again. Although these are replenished or replaced, they are not without limit, meaning that we can plant more trees, but we're going to have to wait a long time. So if we use up our lumber too quickly, we will not have any for a while. We can replant wheat, but it still takes a while to grow. So if we go through it too quickly, we cannot use wheat for a while. That's what it means by not without its limit. We can use them too quickly. In California, conservation of natural resources is important, especially water. Today's communities work to educate their citizens in methods of conservation such as recycling, cutting back on the use of water, and alternative ways to make energy. We can see this and know this because when we are watering our yards, most of us in Turlock, we are only allowed to water our yards once a week, which is that conservative, we're cutting back on the use of water. What do you think? What makes California's geography unique? What makes the geography of California special? Geography being the mountains and the ocean and the valley and things like that. What makes it special? Go ahead, answer. Okay, so now, citizenship. The program, Save Our Water, teaches California citizens, including kids, just like you, about water conservation. From the group's videos, kids can learn how they can be good citizens and learn to conserve water. Simple changes, such as turning the water off while brushing your teeth and taking shorter showers, can help conserve or save water. The videos also teach kids to tell an adult if they see leaking water in their home or garden. So here's the thinking question. To be a good citizen, how can you reduce, reuse, or recycle to help Earth's resources last longer? What can you do to conserve water? So really, I'm curious about this one. What do you think you can do to help save water? Okay, and that's really what I want to know. So go ahead and answer that now. Hopefully you answered with some good conservation skills. And then last but not least, a stop and check talk. Why do you need to conserve renewable resources such as water and soil? Why do we need to save these kinds of resources? What is so important about water and soil? Why do these things need to be used wisely? Okay, go ahead and answer that question. And we're done. So you guys, I hope that this was helpful and you had fun listening to me speak like a radio show. Have a good evening or day or whenever you're listening to this, and I will see you later.